Hello everyone and welcome back to another track guide. Today we're back in the Toyota GR86 at Rudskogen Motor Centre. The setup I'm using is the fixed setup found in the Toyota GR86 Cup series. I did this lap with a track temp of 35 degrees Celsius. Before we get into the guide, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to my channel as we're nearly at 600 subscribers. No further delay, let's get straight on with the guide. Coming into turn 1, I start braking at the beginning of the curb down to second gear and aim to cut as much as the first curb as possible to open up the entry to turn 2. I brake again slightly when the car is in a straight line before holding a tight line to minimise the distance travelled on exit. I did try carrying more speed and taking a wider line, however I found this to be slightly slower and more inconsistent. Here I've got the third person camera to show just how much of the track you can cut. As you can see on that turn 2 you almost cut the entire first part of the corner. However, I'd be careful and test the limits in practice before going into a race, as you can get slowdowns from them. Next we have a long double right-hander. I start trail braking at the 50 board and slowly shift down to keep the car stable. I aim for the first inside curb, let the car drift out and then turn into the second apex using all of the curb, slowly coming back onto the throttle. Don't use any of the grass here as it can engage the traction control and lose you lots of time. After that I quickly bring the car back to the right side of the track to set up for the next chicane. The key to these turns is to cut as much of the inside curbs as you can, whilst having smooth steering inputs to carry the most apex speed. I take the first turn flat and lift slightly for the second one, keeping the car right to set up for this next left-hander. Here I try to brake in a straight line and shift down to the second gear for the first apex, then first gear for the downhill section. Here I try to get on throttle early and open up the steering to get the best exit. For this happen I use all of the curb on entry and brake just before the 50 board, slowly shifting down to first gear and trail braking to keep the front turning in. I aim for a late apex and again open up the steering early to get a good exit. This left-hander is difficult because there aren't many reference points. I brake as the car comes over the small crest and trail brake in second gear, cutting all of the inside curb. Again you have to cut the curb on this left-hander here before trying to brake in a straight line from third gear to second gear. For this corner you want to take a double apex, as you can see here. I drift out to the middle of the track before getting back to full throttle to get a good run into the final straight. So that was one lap. The key thing here for lap time is to make use of all of the track limits, as you can use a lot more than you'd originally think. And I'll leave you with the full uninterrupted Hotlap. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all out on track this week.